The 7 deadly sins of the Bible. In this video, we will explore the mysterious and tempting paths of the 7 deadly sins, those vices that have captivated and seduced humanity throughout the centuries. From unbridled lust to burning anger, through enviable envy and insatiable gluttony, we will dive into the deepest abysses of the human psyche to unravel the secrets of these 7 sins. Sin number 7. Pride. Pride refers to excessive pride and arrogance in oneself. It is the feeling of considering yourself superior to others and belittling others. The arrogant person tends to overestimate his own abilities and achievements, always seeking to stand out and be admired. Pride can manifest itself in various ways, from vanity and presumption to arrogance and contempt for others. Arrogant people tend to look down on the opinions and contributions of others, feeling superior and believing that they deserve special treatment. This sin is considered one of the most destructive, since it hinders interpersonal relationships and generates conflicts. Pride impedes personal growth, since arrogant people are reluctant to admit their own mistakes and learn from them. Furthermore, it can lead to selfish behavior and treating others unfairly. Humility is the antidote to pride. Recognizing our limitations and valuing others helps us cultivate healthy relationships and grow as people. Pride prevents us from connecting with others and keeps us from empathy and compassion. Sin number 6. Greed. Greed refers to an intense desire and search for material wealth and possessions, as well as a selfish attitude of excessive accumulation of goods, without taking into account the needs of others. The greedy person is characterized by his excessive desire to obtain more and more money and resources, regardless of the means used or the consequences that may result. Greed is based on a scarcity mentality and fear of lack, which leads a person to spend most of their time and energy accumulating wealth, even to the detriment of their own happiness and meaningful interpersonal relationships. The miser tends to value money and material possessions more than human values, such as generosity, solidarity, or compassion. This selfish attitude can have detrimental effects on both a personal and social level. On a personal level, greed can lead to constant dissatisfaction, envy of others, and a feeling of emotional emptiness. In addition, the obsession with wealth can lead to dishonest or fraudulent behavior, always seeking to obtain more benefits at the expense of others. On a social level, greed contributes to inequality and injustice, as those who accumulate great wealth tend to take advantage of those who have fewer resources. Additionally, greed can foster corruption and abuse of power, as those who seek more money at any cost may fall into immoral or illegal practices. Overcoming greed involves cultivating a mindset of abundance and generosity, where human values are valued more and the well-being of others is taken into account. This involves learning to share and give, to be aware of one's own needs and desires, and to find a balance between the pursuit of material wealth and the cultivation of a fulfilling and meaningful life. Sin number 5. Envy. Envy is characterized by feeling resentment and desire towards the success, achievements, or possessions of others. It occurs when someone experiences dissatisfaction with their own situation and begins to yearn for what others have. Envy is based on constant comparison and can lead to negative emotions such as hate, bitterness, and frustration. Envy arises from the inability to appreciate and value what one has, focusing on what one lacks compared to others. Envious people often experience feelings of inferiority and try to emulate or even deprive others of what they have. This feeling can be very destructive both for the individual experiencing it and for interpersonal relationships. Envy can lead to unethical or even illegal behavior, such as theft, slander, or manipulation. Furthermore, it can create an atmosphere of competition and unhealthy rivalry, in which people are constantly threatened by the successes of others. This mindset not only harms personal happiness and well-being, but also prevents the development of healthy and genuine relationships. Overcoming envy involves cultivating a mindset of gratitude and contentment. This involves recognizing and appreciating what one has, instead of focusing on what is missing. Appreciating one's strengths and achievements, as well as learning to rejoice in the successes of others, can help free oneself from feelings of envy. Overcoming envy requires internal work on self-acceptance and personal growth. By focusing on developing your own skills and goals, you can find personal satisfaction and fulfillment, instead of being obsessed with what others have. Envy is an obstacle to happiness and inner peace, and only by overcoming it can you achieve a fuller and more satisfying life. Sin number 4. Anger. Anger refers to an intense feeling of anger, resentment, or uncontrolled rage. It is a negative emotional response that can lead to physical or verbal aggression, violence, or destruction. Anger can arise from different situations, such as feeling threatened, frustrated, or unfairly treated. When not handled properly, it can have detrimental consequences for both the person experiencing anger and those around them. Anger can cause emotional and physical damage, both to oneself and to others. It can lead to the breakdown of relationships, loss of control, domestic violence, or even the commission of crimes. To avoid falling into the anger trap, it is important to learn how to properly control and manage this emotion. This implies the development of effective communication skills, the cultivation of empathy and understanding towards others, as well as the search for stress management strategies, such as meditation, therapy, or the practice of physical activities. Sin number 3. Laziness. Laziness refers to the lack of will or energy to perform activities or duties that require physical or mental effort. It is an attitude of indifference and apathy towards work, responsibility, and personal progress. The lazy person tends to put off important tasks, look for shortcuts, or avoid any kind of effort. You prefer comfort and inactivity rather than seeking growth or improvement. Laziness can manifest itself in different aspects of life, such as work, studies, personal relationships, or healthcare. Laziness can have negative consequences both individually and socially. On a personal level, it can lead to lack of achievement and missed goals, which in turn lead to feelings of dissatisfaction and stagnation. On a social level, laziness can contribute to the lack of productivity and development in a society, since it impedes progress and innovation. It's important to note that rest and relaxation are necessary to maintain a healthy balance in life, but laziness goes beyond that. It is an attitude of negligence and lack of commitment to the responsibilities and opportunities that present themselves. Overcoming laziness requires discipline, motivation, and self-control. It involves developing productive habits, setting clear goals, and finding the intrinsic motivation to perform the necessary tasks. Perseverance and conscious effort are essential to overcome this cardinal sin and achieve personal growth and success in life. Sin number 2. Gluttony. Gluttony is one of the 7 deadly sins and refers to an insatiable and excessive desire for food or drink. It is a form of uncontrolled gluttony characterized by overeating beyond what is necessary to meet the needs of the body. Gluttony implies a lack of self-control and an obsession with the pleasures of food. People who indulge in gluttony may have a tendency to overeat on a regular basis, regardless of the consequences to their physical or emotional health. This cardinal sin is not only related to food, but also to the insatiable desire to possess or enjoy other forms of material pleasures. It can manifest itself in excessive consumerism, the compulsive accumulation of goods, or the excessive desire for luxury and excesses. Gluttony is considered a sin because it encourages immoderation and imbalance in a person's life. It goes against the virtue of temperance, which seeks balance and moderation in all areas of life. It is important to note that enjoying food and other pleasures is not bad in and of itself, but when it becomes an obsession and gets out of control, it can have negative consequences for a person's physical, emotional, and spiritual health. The key is to find a healthy balance and practice moderation in all areas of our lives. Sin number 1. Lust. Lust refers to an intense desire or uncontrolled sexual appetite. This excessive passion for carnal pleasure can manifest itself in different forms, such as physical lust, excessive fantasy, or obsession with relationships. Lust is characterized by the compulsive pursuit of pleasure without considering moral or ethical limits. It is a sin that can lead to the degradation of human dignity, the object sexualization of people, and the exploitation of others to satisfy one's desires. This sin can also lead to a loss of intimacy and emotional connection in relationships, as the primary focus is on sexual gratification rather than mutual love and respect. Lust, like other capital sins, is a disorder of the soul that can harm the integrity and well-being of the individual. The person who is carried away by lust can fall into a spiral of constant dissatisfaction, since sexual pleasure becomes an unattainable and ephemeral goal. To avoid falling into the trap of lust, it is important to cultivate self-control and moderation in passions. Seeking relationships based on love, respect, and genuine emotional connection can help counteract the negative effects of this cardinal sin and promote a more balanced and fulfilling life.